So sometimes I sit inside the house on the other side of this window and I can watch the birds that come to this feeder right here. And this is probably one of the best feeders I've ever gotten, and I've gotten so many of them. A lot of them got destroyed because squirrels jumped on them and broke them. But this one has a nice steel cable on it, and it's attached to a hook underneath my soffit. And it's see-through, and the birds can see that there's food, so they readily come to it. And then, of course, the typical Oriole feeder, and they come here all day long. Right next to it is a little hummingbird feeder. Oriole drinks that too. Sometimes the hummingbird comes to the Oriole feeder, and vice versa. They don't care. It's got sugar in it, which is pretty much what they want. Then there's this one with the thistle seed, and the goldfinches come to it. They really like regular bird seed better than this. This stuff's so expensive, and I bought it because I fell for the hoopla. And they rarely eat it. Every now and then they'll come over here and chew on it, but they mostly like the regular seed. So coming this way now, with the fact that the squirrels eat my bird feeders, they climb on them, they break them, they chew them up. This is a clothesline that I attach from my tree to the corner of my house over there. And then on it, I have this, this one is the sunflower holder. And I found this at a tractor store. And it's awesome. It holds a lot of sunflowers. The birds love coming to it, and they just reach in their little beaks and pull the sunflowers out. And then next to it is the huge humongous woodpecker one. Other birds eat it too, but mostly this is woodpeckers. Now I've got video of Downy woodpeckers chewing on this one. This one, everybody eats from it. You know, every bird that comes here. And I have some video of some of the birds that I've gotten, and definitely a lot of pictures, which I'm going to post. Because this year, for some reason, I have more pictures of birds I've never seen before. And even as I stand here now, there's birds in the trees all around me. So if I just shut up for a minute, maybe you can hear some of them. It's funny, they almost stop talking when they hear me stop talking. But anyway, those are my favorite bird feeders, and the bird feed that I put in this one is a wild bird seed mix, and I actually mixed in more of the sunflower seeds with it, and they like that. Smaller birds for the most part. And like I said, those two over there on that line, so far so good. I haven't seen any squirrels able to tight walk that rope and destroy those two feeders. So far so good. The squirrels are staying away. That and my pellet gun helps out with keeping the squirrels down. So yep, I'll put up some pictures and you guys get to see what kind of birds I get to see. But here's okay, got the dryer going in the wash machine, so I hope you can hear this over the sound. Alright, so this is an old jug that had some kind of juice in it. Washed it all out really good. That's very important. You got to get out any traces of anything that was in any jug you're going to use. And then I took a paint pen and I wrote on there hummingbird food. And this is my other one, Oriole food. The reason why is because once you mix it up, this one's a bright orange, this one's a bright red, and you put it in the refrigerator, which is where you have to store it. Grandkids think that's Kool-Aid. So yeah, that's why that's labeled like that. And then going back to my bird feeders that I said the squirrels have gotten after. Here's one that was one of my favorites. And they got on it and swung it until it fell off the pole and landed on the ground, broke. And then this is a similar one. And what they do with it, because it's kind of top heavy with this big metal thing on the top, this is a very heavy piece, so it's top heavy, and even though when you fill it with seed, it still swings, and it has these openings, and it just dumps the entire, it'll just dump right out on the ground. So while I like those two, those are what's wrong with those two. And then of course I've got more of the suet cake holders. Summertime, I put them all away, and I usually just leave one of them out there. And then I've got this feeder, and this is for those dried, some kind of worm things. Again, grackles got on it, tipped it over sideways, and they all poured out on the ground, and that stuff was like $8 a bag, so that was a bad idea, bad idea. And then there's my stash of suet cakes that I get my birds. Oh, there's those worms I was telling you about. Mealworms, that's what they are. The birds like them, but like I said, the big ones are go crazy for them, and they tipped over the feeder, and they all dumped out on the ground. So then I buy suet cakes. That's what I put out there all winter long to feed the birds, because it helps them make it through the winter. And then I have a tote that I picked up somewhere. And what I do with this tote, come on camera. There we go. I buy bird seed, and I mix it together. I buy the wild bird seed, and then I buy the sunflower seeds, and I mix them together, and I keep them in this. And that's how I fill up all the feeders that are outside.